Hey guys, XJ9's here, and today's gonna be a video about, I don't know, the Zuck changes, I guess, with the sword, and maybe be able to talk about some other stuff, but it's gonna be relatively fast, at least I hope so. So, yeah, I went to test the sword, and I hope, it's hot garbage, and I like, everyone's kind of funny because people are so scared to voice an opinion unless they're 100 billion% certain that it will be perceived as correct. Not that it will be correct, just that it's perceived as correct. Because I hope you know, before the Zuck store was released, everyone, it was like 50-50 almost of like, oh, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Are people over exaggerating? And they're not over exaggerating. So this sword, if we go and read this, let's go read this fast, guys. So it says this sword, while a target is marked, you will gain the following benefits: 5% melee damage against your flamebound rival, 5% damage taken from them. So this already sounds like, oh, by default, even if I swap to like maybe even range or another melee style, like Lings, I'll take 5% less damage. If I use Lings after, use this ability, then swap to Lings, I'll have 5% more damage. And that's not how it works at all. So let's just toggle max hit mode on this fast. And so again, if we use a special, here we go, guys. Wow, a 10k, guys. Like that's all it does. Meanwhile, if we have D claws, and that was with Onyx ammo too. If we do D claws, it's like, wow, that's well like a 15k. And yes, it will do more if I obviously use the special again, but it's 65% adrenaline. It's not an ultimate, so you don't get any adrenaline refund through vestment robe, so it's just hot garbage, like really bad. So again, here's the here it is. So how much damage does the Zuck sword do, guys? It does 17k. Do declaws like borderline almost 17k, plus it won't reach the hit cap easily if you use like chaos for, and also it's less adrenaline. It's I believe like 13, 14, maybe 15% less adrenaline, just because of rigor and such. Reduces the cost, because Dragon Claws is 50%, this is 65%, but you only require 49.5% adrenaline to cast it. So yeah, if I'm attacking, you see the flame bong rival. It doesn't also say really like what it does when you mouse over, which is kind of bad. So I was like, oh, let's swap the Ling sword, right? And there it goes, it's gone. You don't even benefit from it after. So why did the post even say 5% melee damage? It's like, you might as well say, while marked, you gain the following benefits while having the sword equipped, you know? Why the hell would it not say that? Because I can understand, oh, maybe reflect damage, right? Like, they're specifying it only works with melee, but it's just like, the description is so bad. And again, this is just such a joke. This is such a joke. Like, again, like, I'm not joking. I'm not trying to shit talk the developers, but like, legit, like, this is like literally the bottom of the barrel developers where like they don't know what they're doing. The guy who worked on this was a junior developer. So like, there were some Reddit threads, right? And they're like, everyone's saying the sword shit, oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they only say it when it's super apparent, right? And it's like, we have this in the PVM Discord. Mod Pigeon, appreciate all the feedback, and by all means, keep it coming. I'll be collecting, guys, it all, and any additional feedback and making some changes. Apologies, it wasn't up to scratch. And it's just like, bro, this is what combat betas are for. This is what, like, why not give these ideas to, like, even, like, better fucking players, like, hey, like me, and be like, hey, X9, is this a good idea? I'll say, fuck no, this is dog shit, bro. What the hell are you doing? And, there's the answer. Instead, it's like, no, we have to annoy the community and waste time. And I hope you know, he even said that someone was nagging him, oh, when can we expect the changes? And it's funny, he's like, oh, at earliest next week. So it's like, we're gonna have more Zuck. We're gonna have a big Zuck sword buff up. It went down to 1.2 bill with shit. Like again, like even if it's super good, it has to be like Draculich EUF spam levels of good, or no one's going to care, because range is so broken. Like the biggest problem in this game is that range is too freaking broken, and melee to an extent is also pretty strong with stalling and such, right? And like if we fix that, this game would just be better, and no one cares. Sorry. So Yeah, next week we're gonna have changes at earliest. By the way, we'll see how that goes. Will actually be a week, and it's weird. Like, so you release such a so that's the weird thing, right? They release this weapon, and it's absolute dog shit. And then you're telling me in a week we're gonna make it god tier? So it goes from 9 to 24 months to buff this weapon to, oh, give us 1 week and we'll make it absolutely god. And, you know, it's like something's fishy there. And I'll be honest, sometimes I think that this sword was originally going to be really good, but it won't surprise me. Again, keep tabs on the Ambuscot 2H sword, because Ambuscot's going to drop a tier 95 dual 2H sword, right? I guarantee you they gave the effect of the Ek-ZekKil to the Ambuscot sword, and they're like, oh, let's just put this rubbish effect on the Ek-ZekKil, and they called it a day. I guarantee it, because they have like 0 ideas. So yeah, then they gave like this really like placeholder ability. Like I just don't get it. Like it's like a borderline noob sword, and it's like you might as well just buy Lings at this point, because it's like it's like I guess you would Zerk and then cast Pulverize and stuff. I don't know what the hell the point of this shit. Also, what I wish Pulverize a good combo update would be showing that. Wow, that would be a good update. Showing the time remaining on the buffs, like you know, like just like how like yeah, you see how my Zerk has like a 13 on it. Why not put like a little like 8, 7, 6 on the Pulverize? Like, wow, wouldn't that be a good combat update, guys? It actually would be, but you know, we have a really bad like again like I'm not joking, guys. The design philosophy on this game is just so ass. Like, I don't know how the sword got shipped. They expect it to be good. It's like, even if they make it okay, it's just like, well, there's necromancy in range, guys, and now Magic's probably, I mean, Magic's already been good. It's just people swap between Magic and they hybrid. They use Magic and FOS, and then they swap to another style. And I think that's the core issue. I really don't think, like, there's 2 core issues: stalling, dummies, and there's 3. Stalling, dummies, and the whole swapscape thing, especially with different styles. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, all fracture stuff armor was more damage. Like, who really freaking cares? I don't even feel like playing this game. It's so boring. These developers, like on Reddit, these people are like, oh, the best place to give feedback is the PVMFC. Bro, it's such a fucking bubble. They don't actually give a shit. I remember when I went in there for 1 day and I got banned, there was talk about giving Elite Tectonic the Sliske set effect and calling it a day. And that's funny, because that's actually what they ended up doing. But it's like, that took literally like a year. It's like, it's just funny. So, I mean, that's really it, guys. I mean, the thing I just saying is cringe is that it's so obvious it's bad. And like, I even went to some guy's Twitch stream and he's like, I hope this Luxor's not bad. Maybe I'm doing some user error. It's like, no, bro. It's such a simple effect. There's no like, oh my god, I'm doing this wrong. Like, no, like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, oh, this is better in long-term fights. It would be better in long-term fights if you had to keep it on, and the more you casted the special, the more the damage amp and reduction went up. But again, the fundamental problem with RuneScape, and what I even said in my first video, is that boss fights are too short. There's no 10-minute bosses anymore. You know, there's nothing like that. It's like, if we look at combat achievements, it's just like, how is this sword good for anything? It's like, defeat in 530. It's like, maybe that could be good at Arc Laker, honestly. But like, you're better off using Lings, because you lose the chance to get stacks. It's like, if I get my Ling swords, and, you know, let's just fucking do this, and then attack. It's like, oh, let's attack it, right? And boom, 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 boom. And I mean, sometimes I get unlucky with these Ling sword procs, guys. Also, does this have a charge system? I don't think it does. Let's do that. Let's do a little bit of that. Let's do a little pulverize. Oh, I got a stack. So then let's do a icy shard, and boom, a instant 20k. And I haven't added 544 damage. Also, I'm not even overloading stuff. It would be more. I think it's about like 600 damage. Add to every attack, and yeah, I really just don't. I'm not joking, guys. Like, This dev team only listens to elitists. They're just gonna make it broken. All they know how to do is just give more damage. Like, they honestly hate me. They really do. Like, they hate me because of how right I am in terms of this game and like why this game failed. And I feel kind of like guilty on why this game failed because I think because I'm right about what this game did wrong, they're never going to do the right thing, which is what I suggest, because they don't want to listen to me. So I think this game is just fucking doomed, guys. I'm sorry to say, I think this game is doomed. So yeah, I mean, again, no surprise there. But people only talk and make memes when they're 100% certain that it'll be perceived as funny / correct. That's the only time. People like me, I'll say things out in the open. I'm the guy who stands up in front of 1,000 people and I say this. I say something different. I say something different, and everyone just looks at me like, "What? You're saying that in front of these people?" Like, fuck yeah, I am, and I'm not joking. Like, these people, some people need to look at themselves and think about what type of person they are or want to be. I'm not lying. I just like I sometimes reread what the types things I say, and I say things like a little bit aggressive, but like, why do I? Because otherwise it gets muddied out because of all the other statements saying, "Oh no, everything's sunshine and rainbows." And if you disagree with those people who always act like nice people, they act like absolute assholes. So like, I'll be like, I'm not an asshole, but like, I'll just say what it is, bro. And I'm constructive. I'll talk to you. Other people, they don't want to talk. They don't say anything constructive. They just name call. So a little bit, sorry, a little bit tangent, right? But yeah, I guess we'll wait till next week for the XJ9's special. Again, the Masterwork bow is pretty good, because it uses God arrows since tier 100, which is so that bow is pretty good for up and coming PVMers. Which is, I think the Masterwork bow was probably the best, one of the best weapons. If the Masterwork bow just had that, like that effective 2% healing, I actually think that would be solid for the Masterwork bow. The Masterwork sword is probably better than the Zek sword right now. But I feel like it's kind of lazy. And yeah, the magic one's just dog because it's so. And that's why I don't like the Fractured Staff Armor change with magic again. It's just because all of magic's power is literally tied to the Fractured Staff Armor. Like, literally all of it. There's nothing good about magic after that. So, yeah, like, and by all of it, I mean, like, literally, like, 80% of magic's damage is, like, tied to the Fractured Staff Armor. So, yeah, I mean, like look at all these people. They're using ranged, and, what's this guy? I don't know who that guy is. You guys use necromancy, and I don't know what the other guy was. Necromancy. So 1 ranger, 6 necromancers. And I always I remember my video, guys, where I was like, how many people? It was like necromancers everywhere. The thumbnail, and I was told my opinion, like my whole video was invalid because I'm biased. Because I say that there's mostly necromancers and then rangers. How the fuck does a random occurrence of players entering War's Retreat make my analysis invalid? Because but if I said melee is the most popular style and I saw 6 necromancers and 1 ranger, it's like that I'm not biased. That doesn't even make any sense. This guy's an Iron Man doing like clues, by the way, so it doesn't make a count. What's this guy? This guy is some noob Iron Man, or just some noob. Yeah, he's just some noob, guys. I think he's just training magic with both scores. He's 97 in magic. He's not even doing magic with PVM. So, yep. Back to that armor again. If you look at it, I mean, let's look at my Elite Titanic. What does this say? Does it really just say 2% crit? I like that they put like a little bit of a bigger description to act like it's a bigger deal. But yeah, 6% crit, and yeah, if you're doing Ambusca with magic, or not Ambusca, Nakatra, I wonder if you would use that crit prayer. I don't know. Again, magic's probably really good, but I just think it's so lazy. I guess I'm just gonna keep rambling on and on. I'll probably just see you next week, and we'll maybe talk about the Zek sword, I guess. Lol. But yeah, that's just what happens when a junior content developer works on a iconic weapon with no combat beta, likely no feedback from the team. All all the people that work at JX aren't even good at PVM. And yeah, I don't know who they listen to. It wouldn't have surprised me if they gave this to some elitists and were like, is this good? And they said yeah. And they tunnel vision on like the fracture stop arm and be like, yeah, I'm getting that 15% more damage on crits or 30%. And they just didn't care about the Zuk sword, you know, like, it's really sad. So yeah, bye. See you later.